Okay, this tutorial is going to focus on the wait event command. This command, as I mentioned earlier, is quite a bit more advanced in terms of your knowledge of Device Anywhere and just essentially how it's executed and designed. The best way I can describe it is that you can look at it as an else if type of structure or even a case statement. So if you're used to well, basically any language has those types of setups. So if you think of it in that sense, then it will make a bit more of a, you'll understand it a bit better as I'm designing it here. So to go ahead and do that, let's create a new action, and I'll leave this action in here after I create it, but it would be helpful for you to create one on your own as well, because this needs probably a little bit of practice before you really get this down pat. So if we're going to create a new action, we're just going to call it wait event tutorial. And we'll implement it on the iPhone like we always have been. Okay, so the wait event is down here, and all we're going to do is we're just going to drag it up here. And it doesn't look that complicated at the start. This looks like you can go one of two avenues basically, either pass or fail. But that's not really the case. So let's take a look at the wait event. And the wait event, the ultimate goal of this event is to, we'll say, be at the Google homepage. Seems to be kind of something we've been doing in the past, so let's just continue to do that. Okay, so when you open up a brand new wait event, the first thing you're going to see is timeout. Timeout is a default, basically a default fail, if you will. The final case else. That's another way to describe it. However, you can add other cases or else ifs, if you will, by adding a wait text, wait image, wait audio, or even a wait state. And that's essentially what we're going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this. I'm going to rename this to let's see here, we'll just call it find Google homepage. Okay, and what do we want to do next? Well, we can set the timeout. I would recommend setting it to no more than 10 seconds. And what we're going to do, as you can see, the little plus marks here, is that we can add to this list here. And what does that exactly entail? Well, if you watch here, if I add a wait text, it's going to plop a new tab here, and it's also going to put one out here. So this is a new else if or a new case statement. And so when you look at the phone, if it runs just as it is right now, it would extract the text on the screen. In this case, all I found was 4:24 a.m. before. We'll go ahead and call this wait text. Well, we can go ahead and do that in a minute. Let's also create. Let's see here. We can create a wait image. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention. I'm going to actually let's delete this. We can name them. So look for sign in. Actually, it's going to be too long, so it gets a bit crowded on the screen. So sign in found. Okay, I'm going to add that. And then the next one is going to be add a new wait for image. So we can put in here another else if, and we'll call it Google logo. Okay, and as you'll see here, Google logo. We'll just add it to this tab. And then the final thing I'm going to add is going to be a wait state. And I believe we have a Google page here. If not, we can create one. Let's see here. Google account sign in. You know what? We'll create a new one. But for now, let's just do check here. Okay, we'll call this, we'll just call this home, because it looks like it's getting a little crowded on the screen there. And for Google logo, well, let's go ahead and save and close this for now. Oops. Okay, for the wait state, when you add a wait state, you also have to select it. So let's go here, and the wait event is going to be, let's see here. There it is. Okay, so the wait event would be, I could sort we had a Google page. Unfortunately, I don't. We'll select something else for now, just verify settings screen, and I'll come back to this. So when you save and close this, you're now going to be left with essentially four options. You're going to be left with a wait text, a wait image, and a wait state, and each of those will determine your workflow. So I'm going to plop a wait text down in here because if you recall, when you go to google.com, you always see this sign in here. So it's appropriate here to, after it extracts the text, just like we've done before, to go ahead and copy. Oops. Go ahead and copy this in the text waveform. Go ahead and add a Maximus Matching 2, and go ahead and save it. Okay, so the first thing that's going to happen is it's going to go, okay, do I see this wait text? If not, it's going to go, do I see the Google logo? And then go down from there. Otherwise, it's going to say, am I at, the sign-in screen? And go from there. And then if it doesn't find anything, it's just going to fail the case. So the next thing we'll do is we'll add the Google homepage. We'll verify that we're at the Google homepage using a wait image. So with the wait image, we'll just drag this in. You'll see again the Google logo. We'll go ahead and just double click on the wait image, and we will do like we've done several times prior, and go ahead and just highlight Google, and we're going to add a bit of color tolerance again to about 85 here, and you can set that to any position, and set the timeout to 10 again. Okay, and then the wait state. We want to create a quick wait state. I kind of changed my tune here. I actually want the wait state to be the sign-in page itself. So we actually do have a state here in Google Account Sign-In, and if you look at it, you'll see here that it has sign in with your Google account with a color tolerance of 85. So this verifies that this exists, and if we do a detect real fast, it should find it on the screen. Should yep, we do. Okay. So if we go back to our tutorial, and actually go back to the original wait event, and look for the state, we can change that to Google account sign-in. We'll save and close. So now, basically, if this fails, and this fails, and we drop in a wait state here, and we assign its state as Google account sign-in, it's going to use this workflow. And then timeout, if it doesn't find any of these, we're going ahead and drop in what we have used for. You can drop in an immediate fail or success. In this case, we're going to drop in a fail. Okay, so that's pretty much it. It basically says, okay, do I see this text? Do this workflow. Do I see this image? Do this workflow. Do I see this state? do this workflow. But if it finds this text first, it's going to go straight to this workflow and finish. It's not going to loop back and then look for an image. It's going to go, basically serially right down the line. So